The levels of inequality in the world have risen globally. The Declaration of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development states, "We resolve to create conditions for sustainable, inclusive, sustained economic growth, shared prosperity, and decent work for all, taking into account different levels of national development and capacities." The SDG goals are being pushed without questioning our current economic system and the over-reliance on economic growth. The idea of inclusive growth presumes that growth is one and only answer to equality, and as long as growth is inclusive, we will have a solution that will benefit all. There are limits to growth. Environmental destruction and climate change are the obvious consequences of growth, but growth is also a gendered process because economies are gendered structures. Economies comprise both paid economy and the unpaid economy critical for social reproduction. Many policies of inclusive growth focus on increasing women's labor force participation, but this increase in women's labor force participation does not really take into account the consequences for the unpaid care work that many women do. Also, many of the jobs that women are being pulled into can be injurious, forced, impoverished, precarious, and segregated. We need to rethink the purpose of our economy. A very basic question: what is the economy for? What if we say that the purpose of the economy is to fulfill human rights, the well-being of people that live in the economy and the planet, the right to housing, the right to an adequate standard of living, the right to education, the right to health? What if we evaluate the economy in terms of its fulfillment of those rights rather than the size of its economy and its GDP? We need to really rethink the purpose of our economy if we are to look at a gendered economy that fulfills the human rights for all.